I am excited, I'm fulfilled, I'm feeling it. Life is always an exciting journey. Or maybe that's not for you. Maybe you're feeling like things are disconnected, disjointed. You're feeling like a little lost. Maybe you're in the middle of a part of your life where things are changing up and there's a lot of chaos. And you feel like you're reaching and trying to grab a hold of something that gives you hope, that makes you feel, maybe get that juice back in life. Maybe you've been lulled to sleep. Maybe things need to be shifted up. I wrote some notes. I typed it in, but I'm going to have to look at my notes here. Loss of direction and purpose can lead to frustration and, dare I say, hopelessness for some people. And I just say that, you know what, you don't have to stay there. Things can change the moment we want them to change, the moment we decide for them to change. If you feel like shit, excuse the language, you don't need to sit in it. Holla, what's up, Lisa? Check in with me tonight. Would you do me a favor? Just check in, and I'm jumping in quick, but say hello and let me know if this resonates with you. I feel like my perception, my hallucination is that people are in a state of flux. It's like they're reaching for something. They're trying to grab a hold of something, and there's a reason for this, and I want to get into that. What's the reason? Can we reinvent through creation? Can we get ourselves to a place? Can we get to a state of reinvention through creation? Can you reinvent yourself? And I'll say this, if you're feeling like life is in flux right now, was there a point in your life before when you kicked ass, when you really felt like on purpose, when you felt like things were moving and you were like, man, no, I can't, things are hopping. Every move I make just seems to turn to gold. I think if you look back and you're honest, most of us can say that we've had a point in our life when we felt that way. But what happens if you feel like disjointed, loss of direction, monotony, you lost that juice for life? Beyond spirituality, I think everybody can lean into their spiritual beliefs, but beyond spirituality, if you don't feel a sense of purpose and direction, you can feel a little lost or even hopelessness. So I want to talk about this tonight. Hello, everyone. Let me know how you're doing tonight. Why would somebody not want to make a radical change? Why would somebody not want to make a radical change? If you're listening right now, you are somewhere on an emotional scale. You're either excited or you feel like shit. Let's just call it what it is. So the question is, if you feel like on the lower side of the scale, why do you feel that way? Fear of failing. Thanks, Lisa. I'm going to talk about that tonight. But there's something that's even more. See, fear kind of hits us in the face. We know it. We can smell it. We feel it. It's like, and it's not like, like I was doing earlier, like, I'll do it, right? I'll do it no matter what it takes. It's on. I'm doing it. Have you ever felt like that where you said, it's on, I'm doing it, look out, right? Have you felt like that? I think if you're honest, you have, but you also may have felt like, oh my God, like I don't know which way to go. Like I used to feel this. I used to feel that juice. I used to feel on purpose. I used to feel excited. And now you're just like, it. One day just turns into a carbon copy of the day before. And there's a reason for that. And I'm going to get into that reason. I wrote some notes down tonight. I came to deliver tonight. I want to give you something that's going to shake you up, serve you, get you to maybe think outside of the box a little bit, out of your own little box. Have you been living in a box? This is more pervasive than you think. This is more out there than I think people are willing to admit, because sometimes it's like you're not in enough pain to make a change. And I'm going to get into one of the things I wrote down. But here's the difference. And so as you're listening to this, can you reinvent yourself? Can you do it? But first, before you entertain that question, how do you feel? Lisa, thanks for being transparent. And thanks for being on here, by the way. If you're listening to this, I honor you for jumping in on this video. Most people will not click on this. Most people will they'll feel like shit. They'll complain about the news. They'll complain about all the shit in their life that's not working. They'll blame everyone else. I digress. Let me get back on point. Can you get to a state of reinvention? Can you reinvent yourself through creation? The answer is yes. I mean, if you really wanted to do it, couldn't you do it? Here's the reason why we don't do it. And it's about certainty. Certainty. I'm going to say it because it's so subtle that you'll miss it. Fear slaps you in the face, you know it. Certainty is more at a subconscious level. And certainty is what we seek. We seek predictability. We're trained to know the answers. Thank you for that like. I get an amen. I'm only speaking, I know for myself. Listen, I had a military father. My dad, God rest his soul, was a sergeant in the Marines. Guess what he wanted to teach his son? Certainty. You got to know the answers. If you make a mistake, people die. This is the way what I was taught. If you make a mistake, someone could die. You got to know the answers. You got to be sure of yourself. You got to absolutely know what's going to happen. You got to cover all your bases. You got to cross all your T's. You got to dot all your I's. Because if you don't, it could be serious ramifications. Now, you may not be at that level, but for me, having a military father, that was ingrained. So what happened to me, I sought certainty because I was afraid to make a mistake. There's the fear. So I went after certainty. And when you go after certainty, or you find yourself in a state of constant predictability with lack of fulfillment, it's because you are leaning into certainty to too extreme. And here's the paradox, if you will. Stay with me. Here's the paradox, if you will. In order to reinvent, in order to create something new, you must get completely unsettled, uncertain, the opposite of certainty. But most people are addicted to certainty. Certainty is like a drug that we seek. We want to know the answers, but just like anything else. And certainty is a good thing, okay? I'm not here to say certainty's bad. Can you hear me? I'm here to say that certainty is a good thing, but too much of a good thing is not a good thing. Too much of a good thing is not a good thing. And if you want to create change, you, me too, it's embracing uncertainty. Hey, Michelle, I'm so glad you made it. Hopefully we'll talk. If not, maybe after this, or we'll work it out. But I hope you're getting this, because certainty, when you strive for certainty and predictability, if you've been living the past 10, 15, 20 years with certainty and predictability, and now all of a sudden the game changed, business changed. There's a great book called Who Moved My Cheese? Yes, it's a funny name. Who Moved My Cheese? If you've read that book, even if you haven't read that book, it's like when you go the same day and get the cheese, and the cheese is always there. Cheese meaning our jobs, our source of income to survive. And one day you go and it's not there anymore. Some people will still go there even though the cheese is gone, because they want that predictability. They want that certainty. They want that thing that they've known for so long. It's not there, and they keep going back. And life is saying, no, no, no. It's time to go this way, but you keep going back this way. I have another friend who's doing the same thing, and he's struggling. He keeps going back looking for the cheese, and it's not there. And it's certainty. It's that certainty, and it's being willing to be uncertain. And I'll give you a great metaphor, and I was working on this earlier, because certainty can be a drug. The metaphor here, if you imagine a beautiful painting, a beautiful work of art. I got this thing behind me. Unfortunately, it's not a painting, it's a photo, and I don't really have. But let's say Vincent van Gogh, he's been in the news lately. A beautiful painting you see on the wall. You see the finished product. Here's what you don't see, or most people won't see. You don't see the artist's studio, where there's paint everywhere. There's paint on the clothes. There's paint on the floor. There's things strewn about. There's maybe papers and canvases just thrown in the trash of the first, second, and third versions of it. But at the end, you don't see the mess. You don't see the uncertainty, the chaos that the artist created to end up with the beautiful piece of art that you now admire. I'm going to wrap this up, and I want to say to you that when your purpose or your pain, when your purpose or your pain is stronger for your need for certainty and fear, you will make a change. When your purpose is stronger, when your purpose or your pain is stronger than the need for your certainty, and I lump fear is kind of in that, you will make a change. But if your pain's not strong enough, or your purpose isn't strong enough, you will stay where you are, you will go back to certainty, and you will not make a change until the pain or the purpose develops to boiling point, till it's like bursting up inside of you, where you go, I must, I will, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna feel excited about it. Because if the other caveat to this, and you've heard this 1,000 times, I hope I'm saying it in a better way, where it hits you, where it, boom, it moves you. And that is to trust the process. To trust the process. And what I say is that when you, and this is my belief, not yours, but you can just take that, trust the process. But when I say when you trust the process, you trust your Creator, you trust God. And if you don't trust the process, you're leaning into your own certainty, and you can't create radical life change with predictability. It's a paradox. You must be willing to put yourself out there and go, come on, bring it, it's on. I don't know what's down the road. I can't see it, but I know that I can handle it. And I will tell you this, and again, Austin's hallucinations, Austin's pontifications, the greatest successful people, the Richard Bransons of the world, the Elon Musks of the world, the Steve Jobs of the world, the Andrew Carnegies of the world, the Henry Fords of the world, the John D. Rockefellers of the world, the Thomas Scotts of the world, here's what they know. They know that where they can't see beyond that road of life change, beyond that road of entrepreneurship, even in a relationship, they know what they can't see, they will handle no matter what. They will handle no matter what. And I want to tell you from my heart to your ears, so can you. You can handle anything that's coming your way. Listen, if you don't believe that, haven't you done it up to this point? Stop for a minute, take a deep breath, say, this guy's talking fast, he's jumping around, but I'm here to tell you that you've already overcome so much in your life. And if I had a couple minutes to talk with you, I would find those things and pull them out. And you and I would create some empowerment together, and I would find the gems in you, and I would find the empowerment that's there that you forgot about. There's a point in your life where you kicked ass and you forgot about because you leaned into certainty, and now I'm going to get real, whatever. This is the movie. You've lost the edge. You've lost the hunger. You've lost, dare I say, the eye of the tiger. And we've all been there. It's called life. It's like, man, that thing flows back and forth. Don't beat yourself up if you're not feeling it. Just ask yourself, how quick can I get back? And can I feel that juice? What do I have to do to feel that juice again? Be like the artist. Go get the paints. Start throwing them up against the wall. Who cares about the mess? Radical life change creates chaos. Do me a favor, though. Just make sure your loved ones support you in this process. Because if they don't know, and you go in and you start throwing paint on the wall or radical life change, and you create chaos in your world, you might create chaos in their world. You want them to be in your corner. You want them to support you. You want them to be your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to toot my own horn here for a second. I can help you with strategy. I can help you uncover your purpose. I can help you craft a message to yourself about what your life is really about. And I know that most people are struggling with this. They're struggling with purpose. Even people who are in the spiritual community, they're struggling with purpose. What's my life about? What am I supposed to do? Can I reinvent myself in my 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, or 70s? Is there more for me? I know that I know that I know the answer is a resounding yes. It's a yes. So tonight, today, right now, tomorrow morning, be willing to be a little crazy. Be willing to step away from your certainty and just create. Life change is awkward, and if you're not to the point where you're like, this guy's way a little too intense for me, then what is it for you? What is going to be the differentiator for you? What can you do? Can you research? And I always say the biggest thing you can do is get around people that will support you. Get away from people who will drag you down. Get around people that are going to help pull the best out of you. I have a community of people. Lisa's in it. Love you, Lisa. And these people will lift you up. They'll encourage you. And more importantly, they'll be real with you. Real. Because when you can get in a community where people are being real, you're going to be real with yourself. And if you can get real with yourself and look at where you are and be brutally honest with where you are, then you can create anything that you want. Almost anything. So tonight, be willing to step away from your certainty, be willing to create a little bit of a mess, get creative, block out some time, whatever time your schedule will allow, block out some time and just start writing. Start writing some things down. Get yourself excited. Think about the possibilities. Know that you've already done it in the past. Lean into some old stories that are wins, some successful stories. Most people are running a story that's not serving them. Most people are running a story that's dragging them down. It's time to create something brand new. I will have some more things for you if you are interested in just being a part of this. We're going to be doing some masterminds. Lisa, I'm thinking about doing a Saturday goal session where we're just going to get together and we're going to, really think about where do we want to go. How many times do you get together with a group of people and you just start talking about what do you want? Where do you want to go? What do you want for your relationship? What do you want for your next career? What do you want to build? Maybe you need to go into your current career and dig in more. Maybe you're in a situation where you need to reinvent in your current career. Maybe you need a new career. And we just sit down and just really open up to this space and create. It all starts from creating. But if you're leaning into too much certainty, you're not creating. Your left brain's dominating. Your left brain's running the show. Logical lists. I got to do this. I got to do this. Got to do that. Got to do this. Got to do that. Next thing you know, 5 years goes by. If you don't like where you are, this is the wake-up call. Do it now. You don't need me. If you want me, message me. But you don't need me to do this. You know you're smart. You've already done it. Take a step. Take a step. Don't let another 5 years go by and you don't do something about it. You don't grab the wheel of your own life and you start turning it in the direction you want to go. I was just going to say, I the tiger. Thanks, Lisa. God bless you guys. I hope and I pray that this served at least one person tonight, hopefully more. If it did, feel free to like it and share it. That's it. It's that simple. God bless you. I love you. Have a great night. Have a great night and be willing to create. Talk soon.